Hello everybody, welcome to another camera drop. This time we're down to Okaloosa Island, and I've been trying to do this for a few years. I keep hearing about all the tiger sharks, but I never had a chance to see one. We took care of that today. If you look real close, there we go. That was kind of luck on the first drop. We'll get some better imagery than that, but I'm just glad to see they were there. You can see the water's really dingy, so wasn't the best footage in the world, but we got some pretty good shots. Lots and lots of life down there. There you can see our herring or LYs, depending on what you want to call them. They're kind of the stars of the show, and they're the reasons the sharks are there. We'll see some more of them in a little bit. There's a little barjack. There's a grunt. If I misidentify any of these, please correct me in the comments. There we go. There's our first good close pass. I'm not sure if these were all the same sharks. I think there were a couple different ones. You can look at their tails, and some of them had that normal looking tail. Some look like they've kind of been bit. I guess they're arguing with each other down there. Lots and lots of pinfish. Lots of pinfish. There's our remora. Oh, there's our next shark. Very impressive creatures. I'm glad I finally got a chance to get down there and see them. There's our barjacks again. Lots of them today. That old discarded piling right there on the bottom, everything was hanging around there. You have to keep that in mind next time I decide to fish down there. At least for catching bait. I mean, those pinfish are everywhere. I knew everything will eat a pinfish. There's Mr. Blue Runner. Didn't see very many of those. Here we are again. Mr. Tiger with his remoras in tow. You can see the end of his tail looks like it's been blunted off. If you look up there in the upper right, you can see the sharks aren't the only things eating those herring. Everything was going after them. A lot of them are just dying and floating down to the bottom. I guess that's why the sharks are there. But everything's kind of joining in. There were a lot of little croakers down there too. You see them on the bottom of the screen, kind of moving through here and there. Here we go. I got a shot from the top down. I moved the camera around, kind of wanted to get some different perspectives. Some were looking up, some were looking down. And that dark little pinfish right there, he was like king of the piling. He's just driving everybody off of that one spot. There we go. Now the camera's on the bottom looking back up. You can see how many of those herring are in there. And the interesting thing is there were like two different schools. You had one right down on the bottom. You see they're right next to the camera, and you can see the other school way up there at the top. Oh, and there you can see my bite leader. I'm glad I put that on there. These sharks kept brushing right up against it, which I thought was really cool, but glad they didn't take my camera with them. You can see again how murky that water was. I was looking straight up towards the sun. It was still dark. Oh, here he comes again. Actually using two cameras here. The mount that I have, I can point the camera in each direction because I was dropping them one at a time, and you really couldn't see anything because they'd keep swimming up behind it. But now we can look in both directions at once. There you go, another big one. That was up under the very end of the pier there. There's all our croakers. There we go, there are herring again. And I heard the reason that you see so many of them on the bottom, from the sounds of it, they use up so much oxygen, they end up asphyxiating each other, and a bunch of them just float down to the bottom and die, and that's why the sharks are there. I think those are cigar minnows. Like I said before, correct me if I'm wrong. There's Mr. Jack again. Lots and lots of life down there. Oh, there's Mr. Filefish. He kept swimming around. That was the only real good shot we got of him. Oh, there's looking down again. Another good shot of our tiger.